Hi everyone, welcome to my latest video. I left a short video before this one which I talked about what it was that I was going to do. Anyway, I want to jump right into it. I'm just talking about intermittent fasting. It's something I told you in my last video that I started about a year ago, and ever since I started it, there's been many things that has happened to me and then many things that I can state. And one of the things I was going to talk about was the positives that I've gotten from intermittent fasting and maybe some of the challenges that I faced. But nevertheless, everything that I've gone through with intermittent fasting has been great. And so I wanted to share some of the things that I learned on this journey. I've watched many videos, I've read some studies, and some of the information that I'm going to share is some of the places that I pulled some of the information from, as much of many things that they have regarding the study. So what I want to first start talking about is how maybe some of the things that happens or how our body is designed to repair itself. I mean, your body maintain itself for the sake of survival and for longevity. So one of the things I thought about was your hair on your head protects your head. Similar to, like, say, your fingernails protect the tips of your fingers. You also have toenails on your toes. All of this is to protect those nerve endings. I mean, I don't know if you've ever stubbed your toe before, but I know the pain can be excruciating. But if it hadn't been for that toenail, it may be worse. You may lose that toe or whatever the case may be. Nevertheless, one of the ways that I thought about was how, although, again, you can't see it, but we always want to be able to have the mental ability to be able to think straight and do things and remember, and when you see someone, remember their name, and always learning because we're always evolving. And I even thought about that even as I started on this venture doing intermittent fasting, that there's something that happens when you are doing things in a fasted state that you have, the intermittent fasting does, that it also protects your brain. Never thought of that. Was always told if you didn't eat, you're going to go into starvation mode. Going into starvation mode is not good because you'll get fat because of your body's holding on to food. Instead of it using the food, it will go into fat. That is so not true. So one of the things I want to reference and what it is that I found was I went to something that says that according to a article that I found on physical.com. I'm going to put that article up. I'm also going to leave a link of that in the description so that you can visit yourself. It protects your brain. And how does it does this through intermittent fasting? It does something through something called brain-derived neurotropic factor. It's also known as BDNF. There's things that happens during that time. This is the article here where it talks about what are the therapeutic benefits of intermittent fasting. Again, I talked about what it did for me and how it can also do the same thing for you. I'm trying to get my video back up here. The website is physicaliq.com, and the article was written by Wayne Minnie in March 13th of 2018, and he talks about the therapeutic benefits of intermittent fasting. This is first, number one, to protect the brain. Intermittent fasting encourages and speeds up the production of brain-derived neurotropic factor, which makes neurons more resistant to dysfunction and degeneration. Ultimately, this kind of eating plan will help your brain stay in tip-top shape and slow down its degeneration. Now, I have family members, I would say particularly my grandmother, unfortunately she's no longer with us, who suffered from, the stages. She went through stages of dementia and eventually to Alzheimer's, and which of course ultimately led to her not being with us. I think about that often when I'm also looking at, well, because my grandmother suffered, then of course you think about the genetics and how we may be predisposed to be able to have the same thing. And I'm not sure what type of events you have, but I know my family and we would have events. And of course, with these events, what do we always have there? Food. And so when you think about what food does when we eat it, this always makes you feel good. But then afterward, you eat it, you get the feeling of euphoria, makes you feel tired. And then later on, you step on the scale and realize you ate too much and you gain weight. And of course, it's because the body hasn't been able to use it all, so it stores the rest as fat. And so by having this BDNF, this brain-derived neurotrophic factor, not only can you reduce the chances of getting dementia or Alzheimer's, you can also reduce the degenerative factor that occurs, because the older we get, our metabolism slows down, and as it slows down, we run the risk of having issues that come with those things like dysfunction, like lack of memory, lack of brain function. You get tired of wanting to do certain tasks after a certain while, because our brains have been degenerating as a result of the things we do in our practice. The other thing that came up that I also got from this article as well, which I thought was also beneficial, was intermittent fasting slows aging. This way of life mimics caloric restriction, which is the most effective way we know of to increase lifespan. When you fast, it gives your cells some time to detox and recycle, so your body can slow down the aging process and even help prevent age-related diseases. So when I think about this, again, going back to thinking about what it is that happened as a result of what went on with my grandmother, and what I may be predisposed to me, is life is good. I want to be around for a long time. I appreciate everything that is going on with me. I appreciate the life that I have. And so therefore, I want to be able to get the most out of it. And what can I do to do so? Many of us are always looking for outside sources to try to think, okay, well, maybe I go see a doctor or talk to a psychologist, or maybe these friends that I have that can be able to help me and be able to see if anything's going on with me, or offer advice, if they got something going on or things that are going on with them that's helping them look a certain way or feel a certain way, or whatever the case may be. Well, I think about what it is that I get from intermittent fasting. One of them is slowing down the age process. Many of us may not know this, but our bodies need 6 to 12 hours to digest the food that we eat, depending on what we eat. And we know that we seem to have cravings when it comes down to carbs, sugar, fats, proteins, whatever the case may be, whatever your lifestyle entails. I mean, many of us like to work out and exercise, so we may want to make sure that we got the carbs and the protein so that we can build muscle and get the endurance that we need. Others may not have such a active lifestyle, but we still have cravings for things like carbs and sugar, and if our body needs them, or they will use them. But whatever it don't use, it takes and stores as fat. That's something they can probably get in later, or if you can do your own research and find out what happens, or why it is that we're getting as fat as we're getting, and why we're staying that way, and why it is that we're never getting to a place where we're satisfied with our weight, not only our weight, our energy levels. So as I looked at these two different things, the BDNF as well as the aging process, I think about some of the things that many of us want to be able to have, especially depending on the type of work that you do and what it is that you want to do for yourself as well as your family. And so if you can always have the mental sharpness to be able to do whatever it is that you want to do, some of the things that you can do is stop eating for a period of time. I shared a video about this in one of my other channels about what it is that it did. I kind of went through the list. It's not a complete list of everything, but I appreciate everything that IF has done for me. I no longer take medication for diabetes or high blood pressure. I feel the best I have in a very long time. Right now, if I was to divide the time, I don't know what time it is, of course, when you see the video, but right now it's 12:09. I haven't had a meal since dinner yesterday. And I feel great. I want you to do the same thing. I also want you to be around for a very long time. IF will help you do that. I'm going to go through some of the bullet points that they share or have also on this video, not the video, I'm sorry, on this website of physicaliq.com. Again, I'm going to leave the link to it at the bottom of this video so you can watch it as well to be able to see some of the other benefits. And some of the other benefits include, say, intermittent fasting for strength athletes. Here's another one of the benefits. It increases the human growth hormone. During intermittent fasting, HGH has shown to increase as much as 5 times over. This hormone is produced in the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is the gland that's in your brain and increases glucose levels. Glucose, of course, is sugar and is therefore suppressed during feeding, meaning your body will decide to go for the food that you've eaten for energy rather than attack or address the fat that you have on your body for that energy. Fasting is a great stimulus for secretion of HGH. This particular hormone is important for athletes due to its anabolic effects and its ability to help muscles recover quickly. So it brings me to the thought that 2 weeks ago I had a injury where, let's see what's going on with my video. I'm sorry. I had an injury where I injured my knee. Now, when I was in college in the early 20s, I hyperextended my knee, and for years and years, my knee felt horrible. I would go to the gym. My wife would get on the elliptical. She'd say, well, come on and get on the elliptical with me. I would get on the elliptical. I couldn't stand there long because my knee would hurt like crazy. Ever since I started doing IF, you can't get me off the elliptical. Now, when I injured myself 2 weeks ago, I hyperextended my knee again. This was the first time I was 20. I'm now 50. I hyperextended my knee again. And I didn't go to the doctor. All I did was I wrapped it up. I limped around. My wife helped me. We put ice on it, whatever the case may be. 2 weeks later, I have no more pain. It appears that, again, because I do IF, my knee healed itself. On Friday, I went running with one of my athletes to try to encourage him because he was being discouraged from wanting to continue to play football, and still, my knee does not hurt. I contribute that to the fact that, again, because my body is not using energy to digest food, it's using that energy to help me heal, and I believe a part of that is my pituitary gland secreting a hormone called human growth hormone, HGH. It helped my body recover from the injury that I sustained 2 weeks ago, and I'm grateful for it. A lot of times we want to run to the doctor and get what we need and, tap into our, because we have medical coverage. I have medical coverage, but I only would use it if I need it. That HGH is a wonderful thing. And it's the same thing that if you're an athlete and you want to heal or particularly do something in regards to make sure that your body recover from you doing extensive exercise, this is a way that it can happen. Some of the other benefits that come as a result of intermittent fasting, and according to this article, induced cellular repair, also known as autophagocytosis. During a period of fasting, the body induces processes that are vital to cellular repair. Fasting helps the removal of waste material from cells. The study done by Cell Stem Cells shown that fasting actually shifts stem cells from a dormant state to a state of self-generation. These cells also regenerated in the immune system. So here's again another benefit that you can get from intermittent fasting, where you have things that happens. We've all have heard of the studies that they've done with stem cells, but we have stem cells in our body that can be used to help generate what is necessary to repair whatever is broken. But if our body is always digesting food, never gets an opportunity to clock out of the eating, of digesting that food, and then clock into getting your body repaired, so that you can get the feeling that you need, simply by not allowing your body to continue to have to digest food, but repair what is necessary. If you're an athlete, you're looking to build yourself up, you need to become faster, stronger, or develop and condition yourself, whatever it is that you need to do. One of those things that you need to consider is stop allowing having your body digest food, and use the fasting process to fix whatever is wrong, so that you can get whatever it is you're trying to get out of your exercise regimen. One more point, and then again, if you want to read more on your own, you're more than welcome to. So the last thing, and especially for many of us who suffer from things that causes us to have to deal with this, is reduces inflammation. Inflammation is in the body is the leading cause of so many illnesses. Fasting helps reduce oxidative stress, along with preventing and fighting inflammation in the body. The last one. This is one of the ones that I think about the most, because this is something that I struggle with and I'm still struggling with, but I still feel great, and I feel like I can overcome this as long as I'm able to maintain and focus. Facilitating weight loss. Intermittent fasting has been proven to aid weight loss in individuals. This is because of the change in hormone levels, which facilitates weight loss. In addition to lower insulin and increased HGH, intermittent fasting increases the release of the fat burning hormone neuropinephrine. neuropinephrine. Additionally, studies have shown that short-term fasting may increase the metabolic rate by 3.6 to 14%. These same studies have shown that people lost 4 to 7% of their waist circumference, resulting in a reduction of harmful belly fat that build up around the organs and causes diseases. So, again, there's so many benefits, and I tend to get saddened every time I hear that I've lost another family member. When I mean family member, not those of those whom I am genetically or been grafted in as family members within my family, but also from family members of those of whom I'm close to from school, church, and places of which I have developed strong relationships. And I just want to share what it is that I have done. This is just a little bit of research that I have found, and what it is that I want to share with you as a result of what it is that intermittent fasting can do for you. I would not change anything in regards to what it is that I've learned in the past year, on what it is that IF has done for me to be able to help me have what it is that I have developed from just not eating food. I did not start with just immediately not eating anything and going into the crash of just not eating food. It was a slow process. It was just slowly just not eating by skipping breakfast, start eating at lunch, and make sure I cut off my meals at 8 o'clock. As I got stronger and saw what was happening there, I just progressed, and now I limit my eating window just between the hours of 2 and 6. I want to get to where I can really get to the point where I've tried it several times. It didn't have any problem, but I think it was just a matter of becoming busy, because when you get to this point where your body is becoming energized because you're not eating food, I lost track of time, ate once, again, felt great, didn't have any problems. But I would encourage you to do your own research, do your own background on what intermittent fasting can do for you. You're not going to find a lot of doctors that want to talk to you about it. There are some online who stand behind it, because not only do they do intermittent fasting, they couple it with also the ketogenic diet. So I'm going to end this video with, please, 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 I love you too much to see you leave here as a result of eating food that is killing you. I want you to be around for a very long time. And in order for that to happen, consider looking at the benefits of what it is that intermittent fasting can do. Along with intermittent fasting, look up the benefits of HGH, which is the human growth hormone, as well as BDNF, which is the brain-derived neurotropic factor, which helps reduce the degeneration and the dysfunction that happens with our brains. This has truly been a blessing to me, and I want to pass this blessing on to you. The great thing about this is you don't have to pay for it. It's absolutely free. In fact, you're going to save money by not eating all these foods that is actually killing you rather than allowing you to survive. I feel great. I want everyone to have this feeling, and the more and more that we can be able to show people what they can get from not eating food as opposed to eating food, and when you do eat the food, you get what it is you're supposed to get out of eating food. It is a life-changing moment, or moments. Please consider looking at my IF, and if you get what I got from eating the way I do regarding IF, please share your testimonies. Please comment if you have any questions or anything of that nature. Please ask your questions. I have so much that this video will not do justice on what it is that I want to share about what it is that intermittent fasting has done for me, and I want to give it to you. There are other things that I've noticed that things don't stress me as much. Crazy people don't get to me as much. I get over things a lot quicker than I used to. I don't feel as loopy and as crazy as I did because of out of control blood sugars. And when the night comes and things are done for the end of the day, I cannot wait until that sun rises again, because that's just how good I feel. So thank you for watching my video. If you like what you hear, give a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a subscribe button somewhere on this video, and watch up some of my other videos. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I will answer whatever it is you want to know about what it is intermittent fasting is doing. The steps I'm going to take now is now working toward using intermittent fasting to help me deal with weight management. God bless you. I love you. Peace.